God bless you. God bless you all coming to Scope. I love my fitness and whoever's else on Elena, a frequent visitor, supporter. Also, all those watching via the internet, via Periscope, and good morning, Elena. And those that are watching via the Twitter integration, wherever you are over social media, God bless you. And those that are watching on replay, send those hearts up. Send those hearts up. That kind of lets me know that what I'm doing is blessing you. I wanted to share with you on unbalanced relationship. I kind of noticed that many times we enter into relationships, and I'm not talking about that sometime between two lovers, amore, or something like that. I mean, just, when we're in covenant with people and then there's no balance. Bad connection. Do you see me now? Can you hear me now? I mean, I'm talking about those seasons of your life where you just end up, let me know how can you hear me now? Okay. Where we have, we've entered into relationships with other people that aren't, necessarily what we envision that we would get into, where they're profitable on one side and there's no balance on the other side, that you support all of their projects, all of their offerings, all of their, you're the one providing the encouragement. And when it comes as far as you comes, when the turn turns back to you, that is not returned in kind. And I just think that so many of us are in unbalanced relationships. Everything that we do in life should have a measure of balance. The reason why we suffer and linger so many times is because unbalanced relationships. There's no balance in a relationship. There's no balance in the off balance in a relationship. Good morning. God bless each one of you all via either the Periscope app or Facebook Live. I want to talk to you about unbalanced relationships. Too many of us suffer too long, and we linger in relationships that aren't quite as profitable to us as they may be for someone else. We're their cheerleader. We run. We tout them. We open doors. We're all in for our friends, and then we're around people sometimes that won't go 2 inches or half a block for us. I don't know, I'm not talking about the thing where two lovers, where you're loving on someone or you're with someone that it's a love interest, but many times we're in covenant with friends, and we're in covenant with those who are supposed to be a blessing, those that we feel that are in our circle, in our realm of influence, and we're often in unbalanced relationships. There's no balance. There's no level ground. And the Lord dropped this into my spirit because I was thinking about how I have some friends that are fine with me as long as I'm the life of the party, as long as I'm keeping them laughing, as long as I'm cracking jokes, as long as that is so true, as long as I'm the one that's this making them merry. But when I decide to put my thinking cap on, all of a sudden they have a problem with me. All of a sudden they don't want to hear from me. Look, folks, if someone's really your friend, they should want to see you shine. I said it on yesterday, and this is so true. This is true to the nth degree, that if someone is your friend, they're your friend not only through thin, but they should be your friend through thick. If someone's really in your corner, you should want a real friend, a true buddy, a true person that you're in covenant with to grow, to expand, to go to the next level in life. But many folks only want court jesters. They want you to be there to make them laugh, to be there when they party, to be there when they praise dance, do the praise dance with you together. But when you decide to shine, when you decide to line up with the purpose that God has put in your life, when you decide to start making something of this time, this thing called life, some of them will have a problem with you. And this is what I wrote. We're living in a day and age where some folks will celebrate you greatly as long as you stay a caterpillar, but they will abhor you and castigate you once you become a butterfly. I'm going to talk about that covering. As long as you stay small, stay in your place, and dreamless, then you have a firm place in the lives of some folks. Our place of destiny is threatened time and again by our affinity for unbalanced relationships. With some, the day that you dream too big is the very day that they will abandon you. If you have to stay small to keep some in your life, these are the relationships that you should quickly reevaluate and move away from. Iron should sharpen iron, but some value relationships where they're the only ones that should ever be celebrated. We're defeated far too often by friendly fire on friendly turf that comes from our involvement in unbalanced relationships. Some of your friends will never release you to the palace. Maybe that's why your spot at the king's table has been delayed for so long. Stop allowing unbalanced relationships to ill affect God's plan for your life. Look, folks, some of us are hooked up with some folks that we celebrate, that we will do everything to extenuate their gift. We promote them, we compliment them, we give credit, we give them their just due, we tell other people about them, and then they'll stay around you and never mention your name. When they come to send invites, they'll send everybody, every enemy that they supposedly has, get an invite, and you're right in their inner circle, and you never get the invite. You never get the plug. If you're passing, I'm not saying that you got to be a leech to somebody, but God, if you're blessing people all around you, and I'm right in your face, how come some of that never comes to me? It's because some want you in their lives, as long as there's no balance, as long as there's no, where they never have to really celebrate you. Look, you got to get some balance in this thing. When you're in covenant with someone, you should want to see them grow, but they should also want to see you grow. You're not in someone's life to be a court jester. You're not in their life to provide entertainment. If you're good enough to ride with them in the car when they're scared, then you should be good enough for if they have influence in a certain circle, that they should pass out an invitation to you. Some are fine, and they fine with you being in their life as long as you stay small, as long as you stay in your place, as long as you're the same old, why like you? You the same old guy. Well, look, if you've been friends with a guy or a gal for over 10 years, you shouldn't be the same old guy. You shouldn't be the same old girl. Life should have happened to you enough that you should have grown. Maybe you'll have a lot of the attributes that you once had, but you gotta grow. Look, a real friend should want to see you grow. A real friend should want to see you prosper. A real friend should want to see you get elevated. A real friend should want to see God's best come into your life. But we linger and we deal with folks all the time, and we enter into relationships, and we keep some relationships that aren't healthy. Me and my life, I've been the life of the party. I'm the one that keeps everybody laughing. I mean, you see my serious side here, but I'm the one that keeps everybody laughing. There's Bible to that. A merry heart doeth good like medicine. I love to see people smile. But because I keep you smiling doesn't mean that you should negate when I start to think. Because I keep you smiling doesn't mean that God hadn't put a special gift, a special favor upon me. So when I start to think and I start to show the gift that God has placed in me, the thing that makes me stir, the thing that God has sent me, the reason why God has brought me to the kingdom for such a time as this, some will turn away. Some will have a problem. Some says, because they want to see me as cracking jokes, Steve, when God has something so much bigger and so much larger and so much more intense for me in the days ahead. I'm not going to be your court jester forever. And folks, look, if you got to stay small to keep certain friends, then you don't need them at all. Too many of times we've been delayed from destiny and we're not sitting in our place at the king's table because we are in so many unbalanced relationships. You do all the calling, you do all the pursuing, you do all the giving, you do all of the planning, you do all the things. And then some of them will even shun you when they're around certain people. If they're your friend, they should be your friend to the end. The scriptures declare that a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Stop calling everybody your roadie, your homie, your bestie, your girl, because all of them don't love you at all times. Some will only love you as long as you stay in your place, as long as you stay in your station, as long as they got the big I and you got the little you. They're okay with you, but it's the day when you think something starts percolating in you, when your drive starts to intensify, when you not only find out that you were born, but you start discovering the reason why you were born, then they'll start having a problem with you. Don't allow an unbalanced relationship to keep you from your place and station in life. You're not at the king's table on most occasions, not because of lack of ability, not because of lack of intelligence, not because of lack of opportunities. Many times it's because you're in so many unbalanced relationships. You need to go, iron should sharpen iron. You should go around the best and want to see the best for them. You shouldn't want to be the big fish in a small pond over and over again. You need to have some balance in the relationships that you're in, and most times when you don't have the balance, your life is affected. There are some that will celebrate you as long as you stay a caterpillar. But the day that you want to decide that you're going to grow up and become a butterfly, that you're going to transform, that you're going to change, they got a problem with you. Facebook Live just went down on me. Oh well, they got a big problem with you. But look, your place and station in life shouldn't be determined by those who only want to celebrate you, to celebrate them, and they never ever celebrate you. Child of God, my brother and sister, you got to come out of some of these unbalanced relationships. There are some that will bore you and castigate you once you become a butterfly. As long as you stay small, they're your friend. As long as you stay in your place, and as long as you stay dreamless, then you have a firm place in the life of some. Your place of destiny is threatened time and again by your affinity for unbalanced relationships. Every now and then, just like your social media profile, you need to start deleting some people. If they're not helping you get to the next level, if they're not all in when it's time for them to be all in for you, you need to move on. You need to push past some people, because you need so much. You need balance in your relationships. You need balance in your balance in your life. We labor too often with folks who won't do a daggum thing for us. Your place of destiny is time again by your affinity for unbalanced relationships. With some, the day that you dream too big is the very day that some will abandon you. Joseph's brothers were fine with him until he dreamed a dream that was too big for them to deal with. Same way in your life. There's some, once your dream gets too big, they're not going to want to deal with you. Once your dream gets too big, some will want to move. And that's why so many people who make the great run for success, you'll see that they're not surrounded by big groups of people. You know, some won't be able, they didn't see the hours and the tireless work that it takes to get there. And some will abhor you. You know, you used to be the life of the party. You're ready to ride. You're ready to roll. But if you want to be great in life, you can't be ready to roll with everyone at the same time. It's going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take some commitment. It's going to take some pulling away. And child of God, that's what you got to do. You got to find some balance in your life. Your dream, once it gets too big, will cause some to abandon you. But if you have to stay small to keep some in your life, then these are the very relationships that you should quickly reevaluate and move away from. Iron should sharpen iron, but some value relationships where they're the only ones that should be ever celebrate. I know I've gotten into some unbalanced relationships. They were fine as long as I stayed in my place, but once I start seeing the thing and I start coming alive to that which God has placed inside my life, they were ready to be gone. They didn't want to deal with me and on nothing more than a surface level. They were not content. They were not caught up with me reaching my place of purpose, my place of destiny. They only wanted to see me just on the surface level. And folks, you got to love yourself enough to push past these limitations that they want to put on your life. Most of us are hurt too many times by friendly fire on friendly turf because we're in so many unbalanced relationships. Some of your friends will never release you to the palace. Maybe that's why you haven't had your place at the king's table as of yet. Stop allowing unbalanced relationships to ill affect God's plan for your life. God bless you. Wow, won't go on.